Good afternoon. This is Melissa with the StockSwoosh.com and welcome. Welcome to the Golden Gap course. Golden Gaps are my favorite thing on the planet, and I'm here today to discuss the class with you and why I love trading Golden Gaps. If you're interested in more information, please feel free to email me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com and go to Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn and like me at any one of those places or add me to your Skype. So why take the Golden Gap course? First of all, number one is to learn how to trade gaps properly. This is the most important reason to take the class. Also, to learn a strategy, which gaps are a strategy that offers momentum moves in stocks each day. To learn a consistent and profitable strategy, which trading Golden Gaps is, and to learn how to pick which symbol to trade on the day, also extremely important, and to learn how to enter the stock and determine the targets. So, many traders have strategies. However, many traders do not have strategies. Trading gaps is a strategy. This is part of the foundation of being a successful trader. You need a strategy. And if you do not have a strategy, then you need one immediately. And don't take one more trade until you get one. The strategy is the foundation for everything that you should be doing with your positions. And the strategy that I trade and teach is Golden Gaps. The Golden Gap course teaches a trading system on an advanced level for the purpose of potentially huge profits. The system focuses on maximizing winners and keeping losses small. When they don't work, that's it. I'm done. Unless the chart fixes itself, which sometimes it does, but quite frankly, many times when something is not going to work, I can tell right away in the first 15 minutes of the day. The class teaches how to comprehend, calculate, and determine the price action to follow the large institutional money that is trading stocks in the market. And this is where you need to be on the side of this. This is what sets the trend in stocks. The system is designed for traders to limit losses and maximize gains when gaps rate high and then set up to trade. Trading on the side of momentum created by large money is how to become prosperous trading. The Golden Gap course is a serious study of stock charts. The class is an education of how to determine the direction a stock gap will make on the day and how to trade it properly. Very important. The class also educates traders on how to read resistance and support on an advanced level. And again, vital to your success as a trader. Right now, we're in the thick of earnings season. This whole next month is earnings season in the market. It's the second quarter, and it's a great time to learn how to trade gaps and also trade gaps. And here's a beautiful picture of the market. You can see what the market's doing, the momentum that the market even has had in the gaps that have played out in the market. First one here was in January. Next one here was February, March, and again here in April. And look at the one that just happened on Friday. This market has had some beautiful gaps in it that are carrying it higher through a bullish momentum that is happening right now during this earnings season. The market is pushing and making a beautiful move, and it's a great time to learn how to trade gaps. So ultimately, you may ask yourself, well, why trade gaps? What's the purpose? What's the point? This is a chart of IBM, and this is exactly why I love to trade gaps. To be able to take something at the morning, get a beautiful entry in this thing within the first 15-30 minutes of the day, and let it drop down the extension on this stock. The day that it gapped, this was a beautiful golden gap, was huge. I mean, this kind of run in a stock on the day, this is the biggest bar in the chart. This is the biggest bar in the chart right in here. And the move on the day was plus $6. To be able to get great entries like this and let them run down like this and continue further is the reason that I love to trade gaps. And by the way, this chart is still lower. This chart is still lower, despite the rally it's had here with the market in the last week and or so. So the day that I trade the gap is my play. And you can choose to trade these for swing trades, in which case you would have held it to the bigger target then through the next day and even intraday traded it in here. You can also look to read the chart to play these gaps for longer term trades. And by longer term, I could mean weeks or months. You have to follow through the chart. The targets are different for that, but it is 100% doable through the gap. The reason to trade gaps is because gaps do three things actually. First of all, they change trends in charts when they're going to change. They will continue a trend in a chart if it is going to continue in the same direction of the trend. And three, it can actually do a correction on a chart if it is going to do so in the gap. So it is very important to read gaps in the proper formation. Now, there are many times that things gap, stocks, the market, all the time, every single day, that there's nothing to do with them. Absolutely nothing. You don't even touch them. So how do you know when a gap is good to be able to play it and make a $6 move like this, or when to just lay off of it? Well, that's why I have a system that I use myself to trade to determine that, which ones are going to be good. And it's called the Golden Gap System. The Golden Gap course is a professional gap rating system. The purpose of this system is to teach you how to strategically find, pick, and play stocks that are professional bearish gaps. That's the side I like to play it on. Bearish gaps seem to run nice and big and hard and fast, and I love that about shorting. The Golden Gap course teaches a 26-point rating system to determine which stock to trade each day. The purpose of this system is to focus on quality stock picks and entries for full maximization of risk to reward payouts in trades. That's the other fantastic thing about my system is the risk to reward. Where the entry sets up and where it triggers and where it's going on the day. Best case scenario, I'm looking for 10 plus if the stock goes to target. And if the stock doesn't, my entries are so good, they'll pay 4 to 5. I don't even need to get it to target to make 4 to 5 on the gap. And that's the nice thing. So you're ready up money. You can hold this thing to the target if you're in it without suffering because you're already up. And that is fantastic. Many people have difficulty holding to targets or getting big moves and things because they don't know where they're going with it or they're not up that much. When you're up a lot, it's a lot easier to hold the trade to the target. So I teach a 26-point rating system in order to pick which stock, symbol, and gap to play on the day. The 26 points in the course are all based on the daily chart of a stock. The points use math and science in conjunction with technical analysis to analyze the price patterns to choose which stock, symbol, and gap to trade on the day. And 26 points is a lot of things to look at to rate a stock. It's a lot to look at. It is a very detailed system. I am a perfectionist. I'm a detailed person. That's why I created the system for myself. I wanted something that would work. I wanted a rating system and a strategy that had a high odds of working a lot. To be successful and make real money, you've got to do well. And that means having a system that works a lot. And by a lot, I mean way more than it doesn't work. And when it works and pays you big time. So there's many different reasons why I chose to be detailed with this. But the main focus when I started out was I said, wait a minute. I know these gaps work. When I see the momentum running in them, there has to be a way to pinpoint the ones that are going to work, going to have the follow through and high odds of really having a good risk to reward payout. When you get up in the morning, sometimes it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack to trade. You go and you look and you look and you're looking for something and you don't know what to do. You've got to find a system. And my system provides that of picking and finding the needle in the haystack. This was an example of a beautiful trade in Crus at a beautiful gap. And it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. And here it is. And many days you get up in the morning, and if you don't have a way to rate the gap to choose the one that's going to work and have a nice big red day, then you need to find a system to qualify them. It's about qualifying everything and taking away this anxiety about trying to find a needle in a haystack. You've got to have focus. You have to have a plan of action and know exactly what you're looking for. Get the setup and take it. Many traders do not know how to read support and resistance accurately on a consistent basis. The beautiful thing about the Golden Gap class is it actually teaches this in the class. It's part of the rating system, is reviewing and learning all of these things. Learning the Golden Gap will change the way you view charts. Reading support and resistance correctly is important in chart analysis. Support and resistance can be challenging in many traders. The Golden Gap course teaches the proper way to read support and resistance in charts. Knowing how to read price levels accurately in regard to support and resistance is a key ingredient to becoming a successful trader. You can't be successful without this. I found that many people want to rely on indicators to tell them where the support and resistance is, but you know what? It's not good enough. And if there was one indicator out there that read this accurately, we'd all have it. And we don't, because there is no such thing. You yourself, your own eye as a human being, your brain that you're going to use to read this information and to read the price and the support and resistance levels of that price is your best indicator. You're your best indicator. You just have to learn how to read it correctly. I'm my best indicator. That's why I don't have messy charts. My charts are clean, because I want to see the price. And what is price about? The price is everything. And ultimately, everything I teach in the Golden Gap course is about advanced technical analysis. Successful traders that are masters at trading charts have an advanced skill set. The skill is in reading stock charts, or what is called technical analysis. The reason this is so important is that to make significant money in the market, you must be able to track or read the pattern of the footprint of large money investing or withdrawing. And this is where the advanced skill set lies in learning how to forecast the direction of price through the study of past and current market data. You put the odds highly in your favor when you trade on the side of large institutional money. I never, ever, 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 ever trade against this. How can you tell where the side of the large money is on? You have to learn an advanced way to read price patterns and charts. I never trade against the money. The big money, I never do it. I just don't do it. And that's one reason I'm successful. Reading price correctly is a skill. Here's a gap I did on EW. Beautiful, fabulous gap. I shorted it. It was a huge day. Continued even still. And many people probably didn't have the guts to even do this thing. And I did it, and it worked out, and it was a huge day for me. So reading price correctly is absolutely a skill. The good thing is it's a learned skill. It's a skill that I can teach you as a trader and a teacher. So the Golden Gap is really like finding gold each morning to trade. When you get up in the morning, you're looking for the gold. Where's the gold? Where's the gold today? You have to look for it. You have to find it. It's like hunting. It's like digging for gold. You're looking for it in the market to trade in these golden gaps. And if you happen to find it, you trade it. And if you don't find any gold when you get up in the morning, then you don't trade that day. You just lay off. You get up the next morning to look for the gold. And that's how it works. So what ultimately is your goal? Your goal is to be successful. That is your goal. Your goal as a trader is to make money, and you want to be successful. But you have one job to do. One job, and what is that? Your job is to be a good trader. And in order to be a good trader, which is what you're going to have to do to reach your goal of making money, you need to learn how to trade properly. You can't go start from the backwards end of it. You have to start from the beginning and move forward. Learn how to trade correctly, then you'll meet your goal. You can't get to the goal first and then try to backtrack. It doesn't work that way. And if you start to go through the process of actually trading live, even if the market gives you some lucky days, you'll lose that and give that back to the market and much, much more if you don't know how to trade right. And this is a cycle that people continue on, and you've got to get out of it. If you're in that cycle, get out of the cycle. Learn how to read gaps. Learn how to rate gaps. Learn how to find gaps. Learn how to trade them. Learn what to do. Have a detailed trading plan in order to accomplish this. Learning the Golden Gap can be your ticket to freedom. When you realize how great the system is and start to put it into practice, you're going to have the benefit of, number one, only trading in the morning, having your whole day to yourself after the gaps play out in the morning and you're done. Number two, having an income where you're sitting and a job in your home trading from a computer. Not having to go in, punch a clock, don't have to worry about traffic, don't have the expense of getting to work. And it's basically a part-time job that can sustain you for a living or savings, whatever you want to use it for. And it really is your golden ticket to freedom. Here's an example of a golden gap I did in ULTA. Another beautiful one that's gapped twice here, even in this chart. And again, this is the reason that I love trading, because the market gives these kinds of moves and things. This one here on the day that this gapped, this was back in March, had an incredible extension here. More than $4 down, $5 something on this one. To be able to find these things like a needle in a haystack, to get the entries right and play them through is a beautiful thing. And these are the days you maximize yourself. These are the days you play hard and trade and really go after it. So the Golden Gap course teaches a 26-point rating system to find the best gap to play each day. This 2-day seminar also teaches 6 different plays. Each play teaches how to enter and exit a gap trade with precision. This is extremely important. It's not just finding the gap, you got to know how to enter them too, because the play is how you make money. That is second only to finding what stock symbol to trade. You still have to know where to enter it. That is how you're making the money. The Golden Gap course also teaches how to play the swoosh and what a swoosh is. And this is a play that I created in the market and invented, and it's extremely powerful and profitable. So learn how to find the gold each morning in the market through the Golden Gap by taking the Golden Gap course. Here's another one. This is FDX Daily. This is an extremely good example of the power of the gap, the continuation, the follow through, the day of the gap, the way it dropped the second day in. Even with this wiggle and jiggle up, it fell on to the bigger swing target, which was down in here. 93, made it on through, fell even more and went way past it. I mean, this actually went past the target here. And this is a beautiful example of the day of the gap, continuation follow through, and the extension all the way down. This gap, the day that it happened back in March, has changed this chart for a long time. Long time. I said that the day of the gap. And once again, this is one of the reasons why I love to trade. How do you know this is going to work? How do you know this is going to be real? How do you know this is going to have a move like this? The rating system. You rate the gap and it rates extremely high. And then you watch it to set up. You get the entries I teach in the class, and you take it. That's it. And you already have the targets figured out way ahead of time in the morning before the stock even opens to trade. So the usage on multiple levels for this Golden Gap system is powerful. I created it for the purpose of day trading. However, as it turns out, my system is so strong and powerful and detailed that you can use it on multiple levels. I did not create it for that purpose. However, I realized after trading the system now for several years that that is exactly one of the benefits of learning it. Once you learn how to rate gaps and find the golden gap, you can use a strategy on multiple levels, on multiple time frames. That is powerful. There's a lot of different ways you can trade in the market intraday and make money, but there's very few things you can do that you can take and learn one thing and apply it on multiple levels. I mean, that is extremely beneficial because you're going to use all the information you know, the same thing, just trade it in multiple time frames. So what does this really mean? It means you could trade the golden gap on an intraday time frame or for a longer term time frame, swing or core. The detail and complexity in the system can be combined as your overall strategy for usage on every level. This is amazing. Again, do you see how fabulous life is? I started out and I created the system for myself. It was working. It was a beautiful thing. I realized I've really got something great here. I decided to teach it. Now I'm teaching it. And as I'm teaching it and the years are going on, I'm realizing that this is so terrific. It can be used on multiple time frames. And it's really helped me become an incredible trader. Learning how to use the system and apply the information to trade can have a substantial impact on your trading career forever. And I mean forever. Once you learn how to trade gaps properly, your trading career will be forever changed. The interesting thing is that there are people out there that do trade gaps. There are other places that teach how to trade gaps, but not in the way that I do, not in the detailed manner that I do, and not in a formula that is real. Some gaps are not good, and they just should not be played. And why aren't they good? Because they're playing against the trend on the daily chart. They're playing against the institutional money. The information that I teach is powerful and useful and can be traded on multiple levels for one reason, and one reason only. It is on the side of big money. And many traders out there that trade gaps all over the place against big money. And eventually that is a potentially dangerous thing to be doing. For the same reason that other places are teaching different types of gaps that are going against the overall trend and the direction of the real money. So you take your chances when you play against the trend. You take your chances when you play against the large institutional money. As far as I'm concerned, it's one rule that should never, ever be broken. It is nothing but trouble. And the strength of the system is that it is with that direction. That is the reason this is so powerful to learn and can be used in multiple time frames. So imagine the possibilities. Just open up your heart and your mind and your world and your life to imagine the possibilities that your trading could take off if you really learned how to trade the golden gap and rate and find these and play them. If you want to be a great trader, learning how to rate gaps will teach you how. It'll teach you that Apple is going to go down way before it does, so that you can get out of your long position and sell it or short it for a core short trade. If you want to be a great trader, you've got to learn what gaps are good and what gaps are not good, and really how to play gaps altogether. So get a clear direction in your trading, which is what? Have the right stock pick, which is a quality strategy. Have the right price to get into the trade, which has to do with accuracy. Timing is essential. Precision is required for this. Timing of the entry, timing of the gap, timing of the exit. Risk amount, and that has to do with conviction. If you have a lot of conviction in the gap to play out in the day, you may risk more one day or less than another day. Stop placement is very important. Again, the detail plays a part in this too. And your exit or your money management. You have to have money management for yourself. And everyone has a different money management plan. However, I think the best one is what fits your personality. And ultimately, it doesn't really matter as long as you're making money. As long as you're making money and booking money over and over and over again and getting consistent winning days, you'll be successful. It's just finding something good that's a good strategy that's going to help you get there, which is the Golden Gap course. So it's about learning a profitable strategy. Learn how to take correct entries so you can get the best price to allow your winners to run. Learn how to find targets. Learn how to find quality stock picks so you have conviction in your trades. Learn how to hold for bigger moves. And learn when a trade is not working so you cut the loss quickly. Big losing days can damage your P&L just as much as big winning days can have a huge impact on your P&L. The goal is to have big winning days and no big losing days. So the Golden Gap course teaches you how to pick which symbol to trade on the day, how to correctly pick the direction a stock will trade on that day, how to find stocks that offer momentum moves on the day, how to trade gaps, how to become consistently profitable by focusing on only one strategy, and maximizing winning setups, how to enter the stock and determine the targets, how to read charts and price action on an advanced level, and how to trade the open and take entries within the first 30 minutes of the day. So take the Golden Gap course. You only need one strategy to be successful. Just get good at it and play it with size. You need one play to be successful. I teach 6 in the class. You need to start making money if you're trading, especially if you've been doing it for years. You've got to start making money. You need to believe in the person that is teaching you, which in this case is me. You need to believe in the market and you need to believe in yourself. Ultimately, that's how you're going to get there, is the belief in yourself. Because if you believe in yourself, you won't give up. You will find someone like me who's a good trader that will teach you how to trade right if you believe in yourself. And let me tell you, you need to. Trading is an amazing thing. However, you have got to have conviction in yourself. I have conviction in myself. It's the reason I'm successful. It's the reason I taught myself this information in the market on my own. On my own. Through real live trading over the course of years. So it's time to have the life you want, whatever that life happens to be. A complete system to use to trade is exactly what the Golden Gap course is. It takes all the pieces of the puzzle that you need to put together to be successful. The strategy, the plays, the support and resistance, the technical analysis, the reading of the price action correctly, rating the gap, the 26-point rating system, then taking the entries, then picking the targets, then seeing the exits. You have to have all the pieces of the puzzle together. Everything has to fit. If you're missing one piece, you're not going to be successful. You have to have the whole thing. And I teach all of this in the class. So the Golden Gap is a complete system to help you make money. And the Golden Gap course is your path to success. It's time for you to get on a path that's going to lead you to success. If you're on a path now that's not leading you to success, then get off of it. Okay? Stop wasting time. The time to be successful is right now, and you've got to take one foot in front of the other and walk down the path to success. And the Golden Gap can lead you there. So this is a professional bearish gap system. If you are interested in taking this class, then email me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com for upcoming class dates and prices. I would be more than happy to give you the information. I always love to have new students. It's very exciting to trade gaps. It is very exciting to teach. I love what I do. What are you waiting for? Don't wait any longer. It's time for you to just do it. Your pot of gold is waiting for you. Go in and take it and grab it from life and the market. Thanks, everyone, and have a great evening. If you need more information, email me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com. Thanks, and have a great night.